not hit her. I did not. It's bull. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. Happy Halloween, everybody, from Dave D. Saint here in Dave's Corner. Getting ready to do another episode from yours truly. All right. This is gonna be a long one today. Because I have a lot of news to report, and on top of that, I have 3 movies that I want to review. But yeah, I'm wishing you all a very happy and safe Halloween. Take care of yourselves. Don't drink and drive. Don't do anything stupid. And just take care of yourselves. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into it. A little bit of information that I found out a little earlier this week. I think probably mid last week. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is getting a reboot, and yours truly. Well, not yours truly, but what's his name? Will Smith is actually involved in the development of the reboot. So, is he gonna have part in the show? Is he gonna come back as some a major character, maybe an Uncle Phil type character, or something like that, or is he just gonna be behind the scenes? That's something that I would like to know, because honestly, to tell you the truth, Will Smith was a very pivotal. That was the show that made him who he is today. I mean, without Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, I don't think we would have had Independence Day and Bad Boys and all his successful career. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air put him on the map, and from that point on, he just soared with the Eagles. So I would like to know if he's going to have some sort of a character in the show. Is he going to still be Will, or is he just going to be a producer, or you know, some kind of behind the scenes person? I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see till we start getting those the trailers. I think it's gonna be on Netflix show or something like that. I mean, Netflix is just buying up all these old shows and trying to redo them. They did the same thing with Fuller House, and Rocko's Modern Life. They're doing they're just like recycling a lot of stuff, and it's crazy because hey, we like it. It's our youth, so bring it on. Moving on, a little bit of MCU news. So, Robert Downey Jr. has asked not to be considered for an Oscar campaign, development. It's true. I don't believe that Robert Downey Jr. deserves any type of recognition for Endgame or the Marvel movies. I mean, his role, his character wasn't that pivotal. A lot of people are like, oh my God, he cried, he died, and he deserves an Oscar. No, he doesn't. He even knows it himself that he doesn't deserve an Oscar for what he didn't do much. He just died in the movie. Like, I don't know. People are just retarded. They're desperate to get these Marvel movies or these superhero movies to be recognized. And you know what? I'm up there. I love to see these movies get recognized for something bigger, like especially the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of the Joker was just beyond. His schizophrenia and his mind was just so diseased that he definitely deserves something of a recognition when it comes to a superhero acting like a character from a comic book or a superhero movie. Other than that, I don't think I've seen any other character that deserves any type of like award or recognition when it comes to like playing a character in a comic book movie. I mean, before that was Heath Ledger, and honestly, I don't know who else. I would have to sit here and think about who else might deserve an award, but definitely not Robert Downey Jr. There was a lot of strong performances in the whole MCU universe, especially the Avengers. They all had different. I mean, Kevin, if that's the case that Robert Downey Jr. deserves an award, then I would have to say that freaking Chris Evans needs an award too, because he played a lot of he had a lot of pivotal roles in those films, and he never got recognized like that. I don't know. Just personally, me, I don't think that he should be recognized like that. But whatever. A little more information. This is going toward the DC realm. So every year we have something called the crossover episodes of the Arrowverse, where all the episodes start to cross over one another. It started off with Arrow and Flash, then Supergirl, Arrow and Flash, and the jeez, why am I forgetting this? The group. Well, in the long run, they always do some kind of a major crossover. The Legends of Tomorrow, I'm sorry, do some kind of a major crossover, and obviously they just added the Batwoman to the series, to the was it the Arrowverse or the DC series of Channel 11. But this year is going to be one of the biggest crossovers ever. I mean, geez, they're bringing in Tom Welling from Smallville. They're bringing in they're even talking about doing a spin-off series with Tyler Hoechlin, I think that's his name, and the girl who plays Lois they're going to be in this series, in this infinite crossover crisis of the infinite crisis, or what is it called? Crisis on Infinite Earths, I'm sorry. And they're trying to do a whole spin-off series with Clark and Lois. So they're trying to do the whole route of back in the day, the adventures of Lois and Clark with Dean Cain and what's her name? So let's see what happens. But then again, this is also going to be a backdoor pilot for Smallville season 11. So I'm getting too far ahead. So Tom Ellis was seen on set and of the Crisis on Infinite Earth set, which is going to be one of the biggest ones this year. Tom Ellis, if you know who he is, he starred in a little show that lasted for 3 seasons. I believe that the 4th season will be the final season. It got bought by Netflix. It's called Lucifer. Tom Ellis is the main character, Lucifer himself. So it looks like he's going to be doing a crossover as well. Not only do they have him, they have just so many people in this crossover. I heard that they're going to even throw in Michael Keaton's Batman in there, which is going to be insane. Like, they're trying to do everything that they can to throw all the DC characters that have ever been on the DC movies to date. So let's see what happens. I mean, Tom Ellis is supposedly going to be on it. He was spotted on set, so we're just going to have to see what character he plays. I mean, he was introduced in the comic book of Constantine, so it would make sense because Constantine has been doing he's been one of the Legends of Tomorrow, so he's been in the show Legends of Tomorrow, so I mean, why not? Lucifer is DC, so let's just hope and see. Let's just wait and see what happens. This hair is getting in my face. Look how beautiful I look. Okay. Next bit of information. Wow. Zoe Kravitz, somebody who I finally approve, is going to be Catwoman in the new Batman movie. Zoe Kravitz is like the cat's pajamas. She is gorgeous. Lenny Kravitz's daughter. You've seen her in movies such as the Divergent series, which made it up to Allegiant. She was also in a couple other films like was it Kin, which didn't make it that big, but she was gorgeous in that film. And she's been in like a whole bunch of other movies. Dope. I honestly, I thought out of the two, because the two girls that are similar to me is Zoe Kravitz and the girl who plays Tessa Thompson. They, for some odd reason, I always get them confused, but I always knew that Zoe Kravitz was way hotter. Tessa Thompson, she has too much of a big forehead, but whatever. To each his own. There's a lot of people who sweat her. But I'm a Zoe Kravitz guy all the way. Another bit of information that I found out was Paul Dano, who has been in, you might not even remember him in many movies. He was in one of the movies that I could think of right off the top of my head, The Girl Next Door. He's also been in other movies. But he's been casted as the Riddler for the Batman movie, which is, I mean, I don't know, I can't picture him in the Riddler role, but I guess he's learning the role and he's going to be able to like act it. I mean, it's one person that I was actually rooting for to get one, at least, you know, either the Penguin or the Riddler was Jonah Hill, but unfortunately Jonah Hill has stepped down and he's no longer in talks. But another person that is being looked at for a role in the Batman movie, I guess they're gonna have like a collage, a whole brigade of Batman villains in this film. They're gonna go all in. Is another person they're looking for is Seth Rogen, who knows what they're gonna what they have in mind for him. I'm thinking the Penguin, but you never know. You never know. Right now, it's probably all hearsay stuff, just throwing us stuff just to, distract us from the truth of what's going on. Another bit of information: Robert Pattinson was reported that he's been practicing his Batman voice. So I think we're gonna have another Christian Bale. Where is he? Where is he? You know, that type of voice thing. I mean, at least with Ben Affleck, he had a voice changer. But yeah, let's see what happens. I mean, I'm really crossing my fingers that this movie hits it big. I'm a big DC fan all the way, and I can't stand it anymore that Marvel keeps getting the one up on everything. I mean, yeah, they hit it big with Aquaman and you know, Wonder Woman and even Shazam, even though Shazam didn't make the bucks that Aquaman and Wonder Woman made, but still it was well recognized and a lot of people loved it. And now the Joker is just running amok in the theater circuit. It's doing really well. So I just really want DC to keep going up and up, and I love the whole fact that they started this new brand called DC Black, where they do movies based on the villains, and that's one side step away from Marvel. I'm just excited for where DC's going. I mean, right now I just got another bit of information that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is starting his development on Black Adam. So hopefully, I mean, I doubt that this will be a rated R flick. So I guess it can't go into the DC Black stable. But I mean, I really hope that if this movie is what it is, I really hope that they set it up. I mean, come on. Dwayne Johnson is awesome in action films, but when it comes to movies, like, I don't know, ever since I saw him in Doom, I just thought he sucked in that movie so bad. And then when he did Hercules, that was another movie that was just like, they try to put him in these pivotal roles, these superhero type roles, and it's just not good. So I'm really hoping that Black Adam really does good. Shazam was a fun movie. Hopefully Black Adam is just as fun, or maybe, I don't know. I would like to see both of them go at each other at one point. You know, if by any chance this movie ends up sucking, will Shazam have a villain to fight in the Black Adam movie? I don't know. Just hope and see. Cross your fingers. Moving on, Jessica Henwick from Iron Fist, the Asian girl, his girlfriend, has been, they're eyeing her. If not, I don't know, the last time I read, she was being eyed for a role in the Matrix 4 movie. I don't know if she has been casted. I'm going to have to look further into that. Last time I saw, they were looking into her to be in the film, along with Dewey Hauser. He's already been casted in the movie, and was it Daniel Kaluuya? No, I'm sorry. The guy from Aquaman, Neil Patrick Harris and Yahya Abdul Mateen the second. They're the two that have been definitely casted in the Matrix 4. Jessica Henwick was being eyed, so let's just see where it goes. I'm excited to see where this series goes. I mean, obviously you got Keanu Reeves and Carrie Ann Moss, which I don't understand how they're gonna make. I don't know. something's gonna have to happen because how did Keanu Reeves Neo get out of the Machine City? He looked like he died or he fell asleep. And Carrie Ann Moss Trinity actually died in the movie. I remember she said, "Let me die." Like when he tries to save her again, and she's like, "No, no, no, this time don't save me." So I don't know how she got out of there, but I guess we'll have to wait and see when the movie drops. Alrighty then, continuing on, MCU news. X-Men, the X-Men relaunch is going to take a deeper look into the love triangle between Cyclops, Wolverine, and Jean Grey. I think honestly that is such a played out story. We've been seeing it since the first X-Men movies, and it went through all those 3 movies, and then you kind of I don't know, it was such a played out story. I mean, you see Jean Grey and Cyclops start over in the reboot movies, and now they're gonna go right back into it. It's just, I mean, my question is, who is going to play? The only thing that I really care about, who's going to be playing Wolverine and these younger or these different versions of the X-Men. We're not going to see it till Phase 5, so we got a whole Phase 4 to go through. So by the time we see Phase 5, I'll probably be, a little older. This hair will be gray. But honestly, I'm sick and tired of that played out story. It's tiring, but I guess it builds up drama and people love that crap. So whatever. Continuing on, Edward Norton, who played the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk, 2000, I believe it was 2005's Incredible Hulk. If I'm not mistaken, I'll check that out and put up the date somewhere around here. Yeah, he played the Incredible Hulk. He was signed on to play the Hulk in the Avengers and all the other movies. But unfortunately, he had a scuffle with Universal and I guess DC or whatever the case may be. And he changed a lot of the script and that, and on top of that, the Hulk was a very dark Hulk. So like he was very, very like violent and all that stuff, and they wanted the Hulk to be a little more family friendly. So that's why we got the Hulk with Mark Ruffalo and the one that you saw in the Avengers, which in the first Avengers film, he was a little crazier, but as you saw, he got a little calmer and more. But to tell you the truth, the Incredible Hulk from Edward Norton, that was a little more darker and a little more violent. So, continuing on, Edward Norton is open, even though he had a falling out with Universal, and I guess might be Marvel as well. Even though he had a falling out with them, he is willing to return as a villain for the MCU universe. He wants to portray. Who would he portray? I mean, the sky's the limit. There's so many villains out there that he can portray. But I mean, let's just see what happens. I mean, hopefully, I loved him in the little cameo appearance in Alita Battle Angel. I really want to see him back in that. I want to see him, get into that scuffle with Alita. Continuing on, Naomi Harris. You might have seen her recently in this movie called Black and Blue, which I'm going to be reviewing in a little bit. She is being eyed to play the main villain or villainess in the new Venom 2 movie. I guess there's going to be 2 villains because supposedly they teased Carnage in the first film. So, but Shriek is another symbiote. And it's going to be a female symbiote. And Naomi Harris, who was the lead actress in Black and Blue, is being eyed for the role if she hasn't been chosen yet. I have to do my research on that, and I will post it somewhere around here. Okay. Continuing on, Barney. When was the last time we saw Barney? I love you, you love me. We're a happy family. Well, Barney is coming back to the big screen, and we have Daniel Kaluuya to thanks for that. I guess he's a fanatic of Barney, and he's trying to bring back the big lovable purple dinosaur and put him on the screen. We did see him once on the screen. I think it was Barney's Big Adventure. I never got to see that movie. And if I did, I don't remember. I remember. I think I might have rented it. Don't. I'm a geek. Okay, leave me alone. I'm a geek. But yeah, Barney's coming back, so I guess we can just all, yay! So the Arkham series was supposed to end with Arkham Knight, but it looks like the fans have spoken, and we're getting another Arkham game. Batman's Arkham City, or is it Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight, and then what's the other one? Arkham Origins. And now we're getting Arkham Legacy. And from what I understand, we're going to be able to play with the whole Bat family, which is going to be awesome. We get to play with Batman. I guess Batwoman and Batgirl are going to be in there. Robin, Nightwing. The sky's the limit, man. I just can't wait till this game drops. All these Arkham games have always been great. I just think, why can't Rocksteady or Rockstar games, why can't they do games on other heroes? Like I would have loved to seen an Arrow based game from Rocksteady or I forget what's the name of I think it's Rocksteady, or a Superman game or something. I mean, they know how to make games. So I mean, well, at least we're getting another Arkham game. So I mean, when it drops, it's gonna be serious. I guess it's gonna be for the PlayStation 5. From what I heard, that system is gonna go for like $500-$600. It's that's ridiculous, but whatever. Continuing on, the Terminator Dark Fate has been rated a 60% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So does that mean it's good, or does that mean it's sucking a lot lesser than the others? I don't know. I'll tell you straight out, I've always been a Terminator fanatic from the first film. I must have seen the first film crap load of times. Me and my sister watched that movie so much, and then part 2 came out in the 90s, and I must have watched that a ton of times. And then they went on a hiatus, and then they dropped Rise of the Machines. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I personally enjoyed Rise of the Machines. I loved the TX. I loved Arnold in the whole movie. Even Nick Stahl. I thought he was an amazing John Connor. And then from that point on, that was supposed to lead to another trilogy, but it never happened. And then years later came out Terminator Salvation with Christian Bale, and that was supposed to be another trilogy for McG, director McG, but something happened with Caracol Films where they went bankrupt, and all the ideas and all the movies got shelved. So we never got to see the 2 other films because unfortunately they went bankrupt and everything just got stalled. So years later, they got their hands back on those on those rights, and they sold them, and that's how we got Terminator Genesis. And although Terminator Genesis was horrible and it was very complex and everything, I still enjoyed it for what it was, for the simple fact that I'm a fanatic of the Terminator. And then finally, years later, the rights went back to James Cameron. James Cameron hired Tim Miller because obviously James Cameron's been messing around with this Avatar film, which nobody's gonna give a crap, because Avatar came out like when IMAX first came out again here, or 3D, and he's waited so long to just make part 2 and part 3. I bet you, but I mean, people are gonna freaking eat this crap up like freaking candy corn. Yeah, Terminator Dark Fate, it has fresh ratings of 60. I know that I'm gonna like it. Probably a lot of people are gonna be, the series is dead. I don't think the series is dead. Just to let you know that James Cameron has another trilogy planned out. Yes, it looks like they're always trying to make trilogies, but that's the whole thing. They're always trying. Movie companies are always trying to cash in as much as they can. But I will eat it up because I love the robots. I love cyber organisms and all that other stuff. So let's see what happens. Was 60 bad? Back in my day when I was in high school, or when I was in middle school, when I got my report card, 60 was a D. So It was passing, but it wasn't good. So I mean, let's just go. Let's just hope and see it does better. Alrighty, a little bit more other information that I found out. Cardi B has a role in the Fast and the Furious 9 movie. If it's anything, Cardi B is annoying. She's not an actress. I don't know why they're trying to make this happen. Kind of like with Rihanna, where they try to put her in Battleship and they try to put her in all these other movies. Was it the Valerian, the Thousand Cities? I don't know. She's horrible. Like Cardi B. Oh my God. When I saw her in Hustlers, she was there for like 2 minutes, but they used her name as like a selling marker for that movie, and all she did was laugh, and she must have been in the movie for like 5 minutes, which was a total waste of time for her. Like, I don't know. I would have never put her name on the marker to I guess it was just to sell the movie. Continuing on, Jeff Loeb is out now that Kevin Feige is overseeing all of the Marvel Entertainment, including the TV. Jeff Loeb, I guess, was in charge of all of TV, Marvel TV, and now since Kevin Feige has been made chief overseer of all this stuff, I guess he doesn't need help from his original crew. It's crazy because Kevin Feige just got handed the keys to the world, and I really hope he continues doing. He doesn't get. I mean, the only person that I've seen that has done so much stuff like this, TV shows, movies, regular plays, has been Tyler Perry. But it looks like they're trusting Kevin Feige in everything. He's doing TV now. I mean, he's always been in TV, but now he oversees everything. So let's just hope that as much as his movies are successful, that his shows will be successful too, and he's not responsible for crap like what was that movie, The Inhumans? That was so bad. Continuing on. What does by now you must have seen? You guys have all seen the trailer for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. And what does C-3PO mean by taking one last look at you, my friends? Does that mean that he's gonna die? Is it gonna be that he becomes a bad guy? Are they gonna die? It's just so much left open there, and you know, Disney has been taking their movies so far away from what we could actually assume is gonna be what's gonna be. Because honestly, we can't. Like, The Last Jedi really took us for a loop, knocked us all out, and made us see these movies in a whole different light, because we thought we had it figured out, but Last Jedi just told us that we had nothing figured out. The moment that Daisy Rey gives the lightsaber to Luke, and Luke grabs it and tosses that thing like nothing, right there, we were like, we don't know nothing about Star Wars anymore. So let's see what's gonna happen. What's C-3PO mean by the taking of one last look at my friends? Further news, I read that Comic-Con Experience 12, which will be on December 8th, will be releasing the Wonder Woman 1984 trailer. Now, it is not known if they're going to be releasing it online as well. So it might just be for those who are there, they're going to be able to see the 1984 trailer. Hopefully, if they don't release it online, it'll leak, because I definitely want to see what this trailer is like. Being that supposedly it's not a sequel to the Wonder Woman film that came out before. It's going to be a side story, being that DC is not doing the DCEU, the DCEU Extended Universe. They're going to be doing just, you know, their superheroes stories within their own worlds. So I wonder what's going to be like, or what's going to be about. 1984, it's a pretty large leap into the future, and Steve Trevor supposedly is going to be in this film. So because in the last film he died, so that just means I believe it's a reboot, being that the DCU didn't happen. But let's just hope. Let's just wait and see what happens. Because honestly, I don't want to make too many assumptions when I don't really know anything about it. So, continuing on. Okay, there's been this crap that's been going around about Martin Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola that supposedly Marvel has killed how artists do movies. Okay, in some ways yes, and in some ways no. And why do we even care? Like these Marvel movies and these DC movies, there's no real young actors using their imagination, putting different things, and going the distance with their directing visions. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. Like, I mean, a young director who gets a chance to do a superhero film, that's all they need, a break. And then after that, they can do their own thing. I mean, yeah, Martin Scorsese has all these visions, and I mean, he did Taxi Driver, and he's done all these other films. But honestly, like, it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to throw his opinion at how Marvel movies are made, or DC movies are made, or superhero movies in general. Same thing with Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah, I know these guys come from a whole different other realm, a whole different other time in development of movies, but like, this is what's selling right now. I'm pretty sure that if they had a market for the crap that they did, I mean, yeah, well, the respectable stuff that they did, because they did a lot of good stuff in their time. I'm pretty sure that they would have been very, very excited about it. So, I mean, they shouldn't knock down, future directors and future visionaries just because they don't agree on the type of movies that they're directing. A superhero film is a superhero film. In the long run, it's still a film. What's his name? The guy who directed Ryan Coogler did an amazing job in Black Panther. Yeah, it wasn't anything extravagant, but he put his own twist in the film, and that's why it made the movie so successful. So I mean, there is room for people to grow, and for people to use their imagination and do things, especially within these big budget films. So I mean, Martin Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola, you do a lot of great work. Keep doing what you're doing, and let people do what they need to do, and just let us see what we want to see. Okay, that's all I gotta say. A little bit of WWE news. It looks like Bailey has. It looks like Bailey has turned heel. I haven't actually caught up with it. I just saw that the hugger is no longer a hugger. I mean, she's over here. From what I saw, she tore down her little wappily people, and she's just whooping people's butts. And it looks like Sasha Banks has joined her in the evil side, in the dark side. They got seduced by the dark side. But I mean, it is time. I mean, this whole gimmicky little girl, cookie cutter image of hug here and hug there, it's just kind of died down. I mean, she is one of my favorite wrestlers. What's her name? Bailey can wrestle. She's awesome. She's up there with Charlotte and Becky Lynch, and obviously the four horsewomen of the apocalypse. Let's just see where it goes from there, because honestly, I haven't caught up with it, so I don't know much about it. I am watching it. I will catch up with it, and I will be up to date with everything. Okay. Continuing on with a little bit of WWE news. It looks like the WWE 2K20 is a glitchy mess. A lot of people are going crazy, trending fix WWE 2K20 or something like that. As a matter of fact, WWE has issued refunds for people who have a game that is a glitchy mess. Like, I was looking at little tidbits of what the game looks like, and it looks like it's dope, but yeah, it looks like a hot mess. It looks like when the SmackDown games first came out back in the day, where people would go through the ropes, and it looks like they would just pour, beam through the rope. It was horrible. So I mean, hopefully they'll fix these games because I wanted to get a copy, but now I don't know much. And yeah, okay. So with that news, I guess I'm up to date with my news. There's new stuff that has been dropping, which I will do on my next video. But this is just a lot of stuff that I've put on this one already. And now with my 3 reviews for 3 movies that I've seen. One about 2 weeks ago, and two not last week, and then 2 that I saw this past Friday and Saturday and Thursday. So the first movie that I want to review is da-na-na-na, 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 da-na-na-na. They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together kooky. The Addams Family. Da-na-na-na. Did you know? Do you know what I'm going to talk about? Yep, the Addams Family. Okay, me being an 80s baby, obviously, I did not see the TV show, which I am going to see because I am that type of person that I like to do my research on stuff that is old, especially when it's based on something original. I know that it's based on a comic book series, I believe it was, but I know that there's an old TV show that is black and white that I need to catch up on. But I did watch the 90s movies, the Addams Family and the Addams Family Values, with Raul Julia, and I believe it was Angelica Houston, Wednesday and Pugsley, what's his name, Christopher Lloyd, Christina Ricci. Yeah, I grew up watching those movies, and when I found out that they were remaking it, I thought it was going to remake another live-action film, but no, they decided to go the cartoon way, and I went to the movie theaters with a couple of friends to watch this movie. When I watched the movie, yeah, it had a lot of cartoony gimmicks and all this stuff, but it wasn't really a kid movie. I guess a little kid would probably be a little frightened at some of the stuff that was in this movie. But then again, that's what this movie's about. It's about a creepy family. It's like the Munsters. If you know anything about the Munsters, it was, monsters, Frankenstein, werewolf, all these different characters put together, and it's supposed to be a comedy. Same thing with the Addams Family. Addams Family, they're kind of like a family that loves everything. You know how we love everything lively and colorful and all that stuff. They love everything negative and dead. So, I mean, it's just a lot of things that we're going to see and that you'll see in the movie that is not really too much kid friendly if you're afraid of those things. I don't know. I went to go see it. I thought it was a little strong, but, whatever. It's a kid movie. It's especially made for Halloween, so just expect the creep factor in this cartoon. So if you're gonna go watch it, yeah, if you're gonna take your kids, just make sure they're not spooked out. It's a cartoon, so they shouldn't. But I've heard a lot of people talk about that. It's not for kids, and it's a little strong for most people. Especially if you're a person of faith, you're going to be coming out, just don't go watch the movie. Alrighty, second film that I'm going to talk about, being that it's Halloween, obviously there's going to be some kind of haunt movies or scare movies, and I saw this trailer for this movie called Countdown, which is based on this supposed app that you download on your phone, and it's supposed to tell you how many years you have left to live. So some certain people, they get this certain amount of time, and then they break the curse, and something happens to them. I don't want to speak too much about it because you might want to watch it. I'll tell you this much: I went to go see the movie expecting it to be garbage. This movie was actually a really good movie. It spooked the crap out of me, made me jump a few times. I definitely recommend it to those who are into the whole horror genre aspect, or who just want to be spooked for the holidays, especially now that Halloween is coming up this Thursday. Yeah, go watch it with your girlfriend. Make sure she hugs up on you and snuggles up plenty, because this movie is one of those movies that will make you jump. Definitely make you jump. It was a definite worthwhile film. I enjoyed it a lot. And not many well-known actors in this film, but hey, it's a start for some of these new fresh blood actors. And the last film that I went to go see was Black and Blue with Naomi Harris and Tyrese Gibson. Um, what can I say? The movie was good for what it was, but I just couldn't help but think that this director or whoever wrote this story, just like, okay, so you're gonna put the character of Naomi Harris, who is supposedly a military trained officer who becomes a police officer, but yet she is that dim-witted that when she hears gunfire, she's not gonna call him for help. And then there's other stuff that I don't really want to get into because you might want to watch the movie, but there's some other stuff that it was just like, it almost felt like it was a novice writing this script, you know, somebody who was a beginner at writing the script, because honestly, to tell you the truth, there was just some things that aren't believable, weren't believable to me one bit. But I don't know. A couple of people that saw it thought that the movie was amazing. They don't see the way I see it. I see it as like I have a director's eye. So I mean, it's a hit or miss, I guess. I really enjoyed the whole fact of the story. They try to keep it within the confines of what's out there and happening today, nowadays. So. It's a definite, it's a good flick to watch with friends and family and all that stuff, and just to see what's happening out there nowadays. But it's just, if you're a director, if you have a director's eye, you're gonna spot some of these things and you might not like it. I enjoyed it. I recommend it. It wasn't a horrible movie. I just have little things that like really, really creased me. But the movie was worth watching. I enjoyed it a lot. So there you go. Those are my 3 movie reviews for Addams Family, Countdown, Black and Blue. Addams Family, it might be a little too strong for the kids. But being that it's Halloween, hey, by all means, Countdown. If you're going to go with your girlfriend, boyfriend, get ready for the screams and the chills. Really good film. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm not a horror fanatic, but I do like scary movies. And then Black and Blue, if you want that little drama, suspense, yay, you got it there. And with that, I think that I have come to the end of my video. This has been Dave D. Saint, wishing you guys a happy Halloween. This has been Dave's Corner. If you like this video, subscribe, hit like, leave me a message, everything you want. I am here for you. I love you. Look at how beautiful I look. Jazz, work a girl. You gotta work, come on girl, work a girl, do a twirl. Okay, I'm just getting stupid. Alright, you guys have a good night. Bye-bye.